If you struggle building with ClickUp and you don't know how to structure it specifically for your business and your agency, this video is for you. So I'm going to cover everything from how to actually build ClickUp with a full CRM pipeline, with project management, but also the part of sales outreach. So everything tailored if you don't want to use another CRM system such as HubSpot or go high level, or whatever else. This will be a very comprehensive tutorial on how to use ClickUp as your powerhouse with like full end-to-end integrations and how to actually structure things. So if you don't know who I am, short and sweet, I'm Max, the co-founder of WellDesigned. I have seen and created the backend of 50 plus agencies and businesses, and I build project management and operations for a living, right? So that's what I specialized in. Now, in short, just get straight into it. This is like a very comprehensive tutorial, so very deep. I will cover everything on how to build, structure, and think when it comes to ClickUp. So if you're new, just sign up for ClickUp and start by creating a new space under the new space tab, right? Let's call the first one CRM and then continue. Just create space. Same thing. Second thing, call the other one project management. And continue. Create space. And the next space I want to be called sales and outreach. So keep in mind, the current structure we have of the ClickUp is specifically for people that are looking to host everything under ClickUp. So if you have a CRM system that does most of the stuff, don't do the exact same structure. I will tell you on how to actually do that in the end of the video and kind of during the process, right? So we're going to have one CRM space, one project management space, and one sales and outreach space. I like to just changing the icons to something more maybe appealing. I do find like, hey, it looks nicer. People, let's just pick a person. Let's make it green. Save. Project management, same thing. Just change it to, let's say, something with a to-do list. To-do list. I can just write like this. Perfect. Let's make it blue. Save. And then for sales and outreach, I like having like a graph maybe or something similar. There's a lot of different icons to choose from. So you can see there's a ton of them. Let's just pick this. Let's make it dark for now. And then you have one space for all of the CRM functionalities. So we're talking about everything from leads to deals to clients, right? So I'm going to start by just deleting this list and creating a new folder called CRM, right? Or if you want, you can like client relationship management, but I'm just going to put CRM. Now, in this list, create two other lists, one called leads, the other one called active clients, and then rename the first one to deals. So if you have used Monday before or similar systems before, this is like the system you have, and this is like the system you usually do in terms of structure. So in active clients, I want to store all the active clients. So in this case, I'm going to just remove this. I don't want to see this. Let's say my client is Amazon, right? Also, I want custom fields being, let's say, client name. I'm going to add that. I'm going to write Jeff Bezos. It's nice, perfect. I'm going to add another field called phone number, contact phone number, if I need to contact them. Let's just write 201-555. Let's just pick a random number, right? And then I want to have another field called the email. I'm just going to search for email. I have like old fields called contact email. Let's just put jeff@amazon.com, right? There's some generic contact information to know for the client specifically. So let's change the icons here as well to like people, a person. To leads, same thing like people, then maybe just potential people. So let's just pick waiting. Let's pick active clients or something else maybe. Contact phone, that works. Deals, I'll just like put in money or something similar like graph. Perfect. Now, I then, after I've done this, let me just check if this has saved. So by refreshing this, I would know. Perfect, right? Then I'm going to create a relationship task between this and the deals field. The reason I'm doing this is because I want to connect the deal I'm having with Jeff Bezos and the contact information, so I know what the deal he has, but also information about him specifically. So let me just search for, or call it deal. I find that specific list under the CRM deals, and then create. I'm going to add a task, and let's go back to deals and do a similar structure to what I've done to the active list. So I'm going to change this. I'm going to remove this, this, and this, and this, and then call it Amazon. So just client name. I do like preferring having. And then I'm going to add a field called dropdown. And I'm going to name this different packages. So I'm going to say, let's say you sell SEO. There are different packages. Let's say standard. Let's say premium. And let's pick deluxe. Color them like, let's say blue, but a bit darker. So like this. And then same thing for the last one. I'm just going to copy this and make it even a bit darker. Right. So Amazon, let's say he has, that's AI now. That's not what I wanted. Perfect. So let's pick yes the DAX package. Put the money name, and then let's pick the value. I've signed him at 3.5K per month. And let's put also another date called date. Or let's just close date, right? When you close the client. This was, let's say, a month ago. Now, we can very easily connect this. So from the deals page to the active clients page, right? So for some reason, I have to save this as well. But of course, the columns are saved. So let me just search for package. Like this. Let's pick the money or the deal, I believe I'll call it, deal value. Then the, what else did I include? Right, the close date, right? Let's see, I can filter by just something is all of them and just save the views. I can make sure everything is saved. Go back here. I'm going to add that specific deal through here, right? So when you get access to your CRM system and you press on active clients, you will have that client very easily and accessible through the deal page, right? So you can see these two are now connected. If I just go back to the active clients and press on Amazon, for some reason, I can just press on here, and then I will have the relationship or here through here, right? And you can see deal value, close date, and packages. Super, super straightforward. And yeah, then of course the leads, similar thing here. You just put name. Here I like to keep the assignee, due date, and priority. Priority I can probably keep, and then I just put the drop down of. Let's just find a lead source. I think I have another field called lead source. Yeah, you can see a couple of them here, and then I'm going to put, let's say in this case, Facebook. Lead source, I got them from referral. I'm the one taking care of the task, of course. And then let's put the... So, another thing worth mentioning here, once we have done this, is going to create custom fields for every single one of them. So, now you can basically add whatever you want. I like having the same fields of like phone number, right? Contact phone number, you put email, contact email, you put the same thing, contact email, phone number, and then a relationship between this and the deals. Not necessarily needed always, but can just be a nice thing to have. So keep that in mind. Same thing here. We can just put contact phone number, contact email. Let's just put mark@facebook.com. Same thing here. Let's pick another number. That's now wrong. 205-555-133. Priority, it's urgent. I do want to have it urgent. And then I want this feeds to now be customized. So let's customize these to instead something like close deals or close deals. Pending. As in yellow. And then create deal as in gray. And then we can have just not accepted. Or something just, and red, right? So Amazon was closed deals. Facebook in this case is Facebook. And then we have the premium. That means it's 2.5K. Close date, we don't know yet. But that's instead pending deal. So we can now see, okay, what deals are closed and what deals are pending. And that's why through leads, through here, we can add that through Facebook. And here I like having more custom fields. So we have sent initial message, blue. Follow up with client. I have red because it's important. I like having waiting for client response. Purple. Or just waiting. I have it yellow maybe. Then let's put send proposal. Send and sent. Right? You can make this completely custom with colors and so on. I'm just going to not take too much time for colors. Like this. Send proposal, maybe a bit darker instead, right? And then sent another just version of, let's say, purple. And then closed. Right. Now, let's say Facebook is instead I have to send proposal. Right? You can see very clearly when you go in here, you can see, okay, what are they currently working on? And the thing which I want to do is use URL and start adding websites. So I'm just going to start their website. So I know as well, right? I have that field like 100 times, I believe. Website. And I just put in my own website, right? /agency automation. So through here now, I'm just put the same thing here just to be safe. Save. So in short, you're going to have, you can of course customize it even more. Like same thing here, add URL, add website, add whatever you need is important. You can also add stuff, of course, like the location of the company. You can put in whatever you want. So you can go into ClickUp, you can customize it, you can make it specifically tailored to your company, but I won't make it too specific, just add the fields that are needed for you to see. For some, it may be different than others, right? For, let's say, SEO, you want a SEMrush link, let's say you want a Slack link, because that's where you communicate to Slack, and so on. But that's the general structure I would have for CRM. Of course, you can customize it even more, but just to keep it simple, that's how I will structure this. Now, project management really depends on how big the company is and how you as a team work. So in short, to give some thoughts, there are two versions of doing this. First one, and there's a number 2. Okay, so 2 different versions of writing or structuring it, right? The first one being with folders, and the second one being with lists. And there's never like a yes or no answer between these. If you have folders, I recommend having less. It's going to be the other way around. Less than 15 clients. Okay. If you're going to have lists, I recommend that structure when you have more than 15 clients. Okay. So that's the difference. The reason you can have folders is if you have a very, very high ticket service and a lot of work. So let's say you have 7 paying clients and they all pay you, let's say, 25K per month. Then I recommend having lists because it means you probably have a lot of work for the client. But if you just have small one-off tasks like SEO, let's say just do audits, they do reporting, they just do 5 blog posts per month, then I can be in one list because those are tasks that are easy to tick off. So let's say in this case, we are people who have higher ticket service. So let's say we have 10 clients in total. I'm going to instead remove this and I'm going to actually do it this way instead. I'm going to put SEO and I'm going to put website building. So I always like to separate the different fulfillment services by different lists. So one is for SEO and one is for website building, because when you have teams, I like for my SEO specialist to work in that SEO specialist folder. And when I have a website building specialist, I like that to be in that folder, if that makes sense. Now, in short, you can just basically do whatever you want. I usually just say fulfillment. We can do backlinks, SEO, recurring blog post. I'm just going to say recurring work. Recurring, and I'm going to have one-off tasks. Same thing here. This is just going to be websites are a bit more like one-off. So I'm just going to say website develop or just development, right? Same thing, recurring. Let's just put like a loop. Is there a loop? Is there a recurring sign? Is there a circle? There must be something. Let's just pick this. One-off task is just, let's say, a check mark. I like the other one better. And then development is, let's say, a tool, a hammer, something you're building with. I don't like that one. Hammer. Perfect. Right, so we have recurring, we have one-off, and we have development. In here, same thing and similar structure to what we do here. You put in the client name, in my opinion. So I'm going to put Amazon, and I'm going to put Facebook. Same thing here. I can assign the people. I'm the one doing the work for recurring. And I'm going to put, let's say, monthly reporting. And here, weekly reporting. Because, it's the other way around. Because the reason we have this is because Amazon has the higher package. So bi-weekly reporting. And same thing you can do, deal. You can actually just use a relationship task, which I recommend doing. And then put client. And then we're just going to use the client list, active clients, like this. You see? And then we can very easily just assign Mr. Amazon. And of course, Facebook isn't a client yet. So I'm just going to, let's say I'm going to move this client. Instead, you can create automation, which I do when you have like a a proper system. So you can just press when closed, we create a task in the active list. Okay. But in this case, I can probably just move it to this list without having any issues. Put it in to do. Yeah, right, because I haven't changed that. So I'm just going to change this to, my bad, custom active, have active client, and then we're going to have churned. Right, super straightforward. Green, red, the red is just done. Apply, and these are both active clients. Mark, Zuck. Active, and they're active. Right. Now, back to recurring. We're going to have both the clients in here. Pick Mr. Facebook. So in here, I can always, when working with the client, okay, you know what? I actually have a question about the reporting. And just go through here. You go here and, I actually added him. Remove it. You go here, you just press on the client and press on the client, and you'll have the information. Okay, who do I call? And like where I found the lead, if that makes sense. So then we can have, of course, recurring. I can probably just do it in here. Set recurring. So they do monthly. So recurring monthly. Let's say same day each month, which is on the 1st, and recur forever. Update task to do, right? Same thing here. I'm going to put in set recurring, custom. Let's just put 14 days. Days. You see, every 14 days it occurs. Same thing, right? So I will get, and let's start by on the 1st as well. So we're going to have recurring. We're going to have recurring. I believe I set the recurring every 14 days and 2 weeks. Right. So by every 2 weeks, it starts creating the recurring. Super straightforward. So I will get assigned. Okay, next date is the 18th of December, right? Same thing, one of tasks, just do a similar structure here. Don't overcomplicate, just put Amazon and Facebook, and then just put like, hey, task, create 5 blogs, because that's the one. I will just create 10 backlinks. And then you can just assign myself and say, hey, Maxi, create 10 backlinks, right? It's very straightforward. Don't make this more complicated than this. It's just like a very fancy and amazing to-do list. And here we can just have like more custom fields, like a drop down. So like, hey, let's do it like this instead. Edit, waiting on client. I can have like this, and then we have Facebook as well. And here, because he has the lower package, he only gets 5 backlinks. And then I can just assign myself to both things. And yeah, let's say I'm waiting on the client here, because the reason why I'm waiting on the client is, and this is in progress, let's say. And the reason I'm waiting on client is because I'm just going to tag myself like, hey, still waiting. He wanted to not focus on meta ads this campaign. Let's waiting on his approval about writing on the topic of meta glasses. Right. And then we can just put the comment on. And I would just say, let's say latest comment. And I would just see, okay, you can see what did I write, right? And why is it waiting on client. Very straightforward. And that's going to do a similar thing for the building. And like, you can create templates, you can do everything automatically as well. But that's more in depth. Now, sales outreach, hopefully you understand the pattern by now on how to actually structure this and how to actually think when it comes to automation. So in here, I'm going to instead just put different stuff on how I write. I focus very heavily on YouTube, so I'm going to have a YouTube folder. And I'm going to have one folder for meta ads. Those are the 2 things I have as outreach engines. Now, in here, I'm going to create my monthly calendar. So let's say YouTube videos I want to post, or in this case, I'm going to YouTube. So I'm going to put same thing here. Let's just paste how to create the new Facebook, how Amazon became one of the biggest. I'm going to actually do this another way, maybe. Or we do it like this. Let me just see. Yeah, let's do it like this, right? Due date, I'm going to put this is on next week. Of course, that's my stuff. I have to do this. And the other topic is on next week. So, okay, what do I need to do? Well, I need to prepare the script. I need to create the visuals. If you're a larger team, you won't apply the people who is creating the scripts. Well, you assign the due date. This is done before this. So I'm going to put at least like by, let's say, Monday. And the person who's going to take care of this is, let's say, me. And now, what do? Well, I go to the view and I put in the calendar. And I'm not sure this is private. For some reason. But let's put content calendar. Very easy. You can see, okay, when do I prepare the scripts? And when do I create the new Facebook, the YouTube video, right? So, YouTube video posting. So, very straightforward. And if I just like remove myself from this, like I'm not the one, I believe you have to remove everything. Like I'm not the one doing the script. So this is remove myself, right? Completely. I won't see this if I just put assigned to myself, right? I believe that you can have workarounds if you just, this is probably still not going to show me if I'm not, yeah, right? So I'm going to assign myself, me mode, you see, right? Those are the things I have to worry about. I'm not recording the video this week or next week. I'm recording the video in 2 weeks. I only have to prepare the script for this week, and then that's it. The same thing for meta ads. You can like add a bunch of fields. I have a template here which I created for like just for visual stuff. You can add everything you want. This is for, let's say, a client view. You have all, you can see how old this is. You can see like a campaign budget. You can see which impressions. You can have clicks, ROAS, conversions, deliverables, landing page, story ad, if you have like a big on marketing team. Now, same thing here, right? We create the, let's say, I want to actually create 2 different ones. I want to create one for reporting. And I want to create one item for, let's say, meta calendar. And same thing here, right? One is for reporting. So you have like all your different, turn off me mode. So you have one here for the meta calendar. So launch the Christmas podcast special and promote it on Meta, right? And then you can have, okay, set up Meta Pixel. Pick target audience. Who do I want to target? And so on, right? Reporting, same thing here. I'm going to actually do this, but in another way. So I'm going to put in the Christmas campaign. I'm going to create a relationship task between them. Let's say just call the campaign. Or like ads, set ad, whatever. Meta ads, meta calendar. Create. Campaign. Right. I'm going to add this. I'm going to choose, okay. So when I now write the other fields, call, let's say, add set number 1, and it's the, or like Christmas, or like New York selling angle. I'm not sure what this means. Add set number 1. California selling angle. Add set number 2. right? And by this, I'm not, you can assign if you want. Let's just remove these fields for now. Maybe not so important. I'm going to now just add like fields like, okay, ROAS, right? What's the ad spend, right? So stuff like this, you can also sum up. So instead of doing it like this, you can add formulas and so on. I'm just going to, okay, it's not even dollar amounts. Perfect. And let's just say like 600, 600, and so on, right? And let's say 2x ROAS, 1x ROAS, and so on, right? As you can see, you can customize it however you want. I won't to go into too much detail. I just want to give you advice on how to actually structure and think if you're building ClickUp as a powerhouse. So hope this helped. I want to create a very like visual and structured advice, and not like, hey, create one field for this and create one field for that. I wanted this to be a very visual and easy way of understanding on how to structure and think when it comes to ClickUp. So of course, if you ever need any help, just contact me. My email is down below. Other than that, good luck. Refer to my other YouTube videos if you're curious to see more. Thank you and hope you have a wonderful Christmas.